I mean, you say you learn from school, so what do you all understand about sex?
Man and woman.
Can you remember the time where Mom and I spoke to you about how babies are made?
Not really. No.
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 Come on! So you learn about sex together with your best friends, huh?
Friends.
Close friends, yeah.
Most probably my best friend. In school, during science.
Around friends.
Oh, wow. That's a little embarrassing for me as a father. Talking about sex with your parents, how do you feel about that?
Normal.
Huh?
I think it's normal.
You think that it's normal?
Yeah.
Why isn't that kind of conversation happening now?
It's not my fault.
First, I really wanted to ask my friends about it, and I did ask them, but thinking back, their advice wasn't that great. So, the only person that I could turn to is you.
But you ask your friends first, then ask me. Okay. All right.
So do you know of anybody who has premarital sex around you?
Yeah, a lot.
A few.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
In what kind of relationship should sex take place?
When you know that that's the person you're going to be spending the rest of your life with.
What about you?
I think only after you're legally married to the person.
Why don't you feel that you should first get married before you have sex?
I think if you're engaged, then it's okay, because it's like the same person that you're going to marry.
If you're engaged, that hasn't happened yet. There's no binding contract.
I think it's just morals.
Morals?
Yeah.
Explain what do you mean by that?
As in, if you're already together with that person, then you shouldn't go like have sex with other people.
Why must it be done after you're married?
I think it's because God has designed for an exclusive relationship, where it's between a man and a woman, a husband and wife. And as much as a lot of people say it's within the law and all that, for me, I think it's very precious, and we need to keep ourselves pure for that one person that we're going into such a committed relationship.
If you ever get pregnant and you're not married, how would you think you would react?
What can I do? Because now we got the baby, and then what to do next? Would you want to carry a baby? Or would you want to have an abortion?
Which group of people would you tell first?
My friends.
Will you come to us first?
No. Never.
Then who will you go to first?
Go to like super tight friend. Then I'm like, what to do? I panic. I want to panic. Then I go tell my parents.
But I thought we were very tight. We all play PUBG together, no?
If I tell you, what?
I think I'll be very toxic to myself by saying lines like, you're not good enough and you're not worthy to be here because of the stuff that you did.
I think if I'm pregnant, I think people would judge me. Like they see, like, does she just go around like having sex with people? Like, what's wrong with her?
To be honest, I think I might ask the girl to help her. The girl want to keep it like super under wrap, right? Just faster do it without even anyone knowing. Because I know what people like.
If you're younger, it's more reasonable to have an abortion.
Is it reasonable or is it convenient?
Both.
When two people have sex, right, there is a responsibility of what might happen. Because when two people have sex, there's a potential for a baby to be made, right? And I think God's design is when a couple comes together and have a commitment. It is in that space that is safe. But when it's in premarital space, it goes into a very self-gratifying space where, okay, I'm doing it because I'm happy and I want to be happy. And that's very dangerous, I feel. Because responsibilities can just be thrown out of the window so simply because of convenience. And I think every time we take an action, right, there's always a consequence. I think we need to be aware of that.
when we had you in my tummy, the doctor told us that you had a 1 in 200 chances that you will be a Down syndrome kid. And I remembered that I was struggling with it. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to take care of a special needs child because I know how much work it goes in. If I thought about convenience, I wouldn't have you. Life is a life. Whatever child God gives us, it is still a gift.
Abortion and premarital sex is all like taboo topics. So actually you rarely hear it from the church.
So I think that the church should teach about this more. Because like in the modern context, it's very common for all this to like happen.
I think like for pastors, right, get to know maybe the youth a little bit more better. Yeah.
Cell group leaders, pastors, church leaders who can be there to support us because they point us to God. Yeah, in like these very tough times.
We all need to know that abortion is not a decision that any one of us should make easily.
We need conversations not just amongst young people, but also I think my generation. We also need to be more aware. How do we as parents support our children? How do we as parents talk to you maybe from young to map out? I think from your experience, when we talk about this from young, it lays the foundation.
I really hope that Mom and I can be your go-to people and for you to not hide and to feel shame. I think we all can make mistakes. I would love to have that conversation and see how as a family we can resolve it.